Pokémon, a franchise that took the world by storm and defined the childhoods of many. It has only gotten more popular with time, but what was Pokémon like way back then? More specifically, how has competitive Pokémon changed over the years for those striving to be the very best? Now that is exactly what we are here to find out. In this series, Jeexx and I will embark on an adventure to be the very best, exploring through time and space to rediscover Pokémon's past formats. In each episode, both of us will bring two teams and battle it out in a best of 3 match, and the one who wins with both teams first is crowned the champion of the episode. We hope you enjoy this trip to Pokemon's evolution with us. Welcome to the Pokemon Progression Series, A Journey Through Time. Generation 1, Red, Blue and Yellow, the spark that started the bonfire that would burn for decades with the first 151 Pokemon, was an absolutely unbalanced mess. Based in the Kanto region, which itself is based in the region of the same name in Japan, it saw the most powerful Pokemon that ever exist in Mewtwo, had some very interesting mechanics, and it was widely dominated by Psychic and Normal types. Notable features and differences when compared to modern Pokemon in Generation 1 were the following, and strapping this list is a doozy. Generation 1 had no held items or abilities, those would come later, and instead of the modern EVs and IVs, a DV mechanic with 15 max in each stat and no limitation or real reason to not have these all max was in place. Special is one single stat responsible for both offense and defense on the special side for the Pokemon, and no physical special split yet, and instead move type was defined by whether a move is physical or special, and the types can be seen on the screen right now. As already mentioned, Psychic and Normal were the king when it came to types of Pokemon, mostly due to a lack of good fighting type moves, as well as Psychic only being resisted by itself, having an immunity to Ghost instead of a weakness, and the complete absence of Dark in Generation 1. Other type related things include Bug and Poison hitting each other for super effective damage, Fire not resisting Ice, Ghost not resisting Bug, as well as the absence of the aforementioned Dark, as well as Steel, and obviously Fairy that would come way later. Generation 1 also had really wonky trap and status mechanics, where trapping and sleep both require a full turn to snap out of, and you can't use move on the turn that you snap out of it, and freeze you cannot be thawed out of unless hit with a fire type move that can inflict burn, and also there were some very clear bugs as well, like Body Slam not being able to paralyze normal types. Hyper Beam also had no recharge if it KO'd a Pokemon or hit a substitute, which made it an incredibly powerful move, and crit chance was based on the Pokemon speed stat instead of being the same random chance for everybody. Guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Progression Series, and welcome to the finale of Generation 1. I'll be honest, I am very happy to get out of Gen 1. It had a good run, but like with all the shenanigans with like how crit works, how all the partial trapping, every single move having a chance to miss, like it's such a RNG fest even in the realm of Pokemon. So I'm honestly like pretty happy to get out of here. But before that, we still have one more to go. And for that, we decided that we would cap off these with Ubers. And for our first team, I'm just calling it straight gas. It is just that with Mewtwo, and then just like the holy trinity of Gen 1 normal types, and then Zapdos and Rhydon thrown in there. I was going back and forth between Rhydon and Golem for the longest time, but even Golem's explosion doesn't kill Mewtwo in Gen 1, so I decided that, you know what, I think at that point, like, I would rather go for Rhydon just for the more power. And also I was going, it's, I think the same set I ran in OU. And I was going between my lead being Zapdos and Mewtwo for the longest time, because obviously being able to like paralyze your opponent's Mewtwo is probably going to be so crucial. And ultimately I do still think that Zapdos would probably be the better lead, because there is such a high chance that Jeexx leads a Mon that can just Thunder Wave stuff, because there's so much stuff here that can Thunder Wave, and there's such value in being able to Thunder Wave your opponent's Mewtwo. So the chances of like Jeexx going for something like Chansey maybe to lead and Thunder Wave, I think are still pretty likely. I think actually Chansey is also a pretty good lead, but like being able to Thunder Wave your opponent's Mewtwo is huge. I just think it's so sick to just, you know, lead off with probably the format considered the strongest Pokemon ever created. Like, this mon is, like, Gen 1 Mewtwo is stronger than Realization or Mega Ray. And that's crazy. But yeah, like, pretty self-explanatory sets for these two. Then we have the Holy Trinity of normal types here as well. Once again, like Tauros on the usual set as well. Snorlax here with Self-Destruct, Body Slam, Earthquake, Hyper Beam, more of a like hyper attacker set here instead of just being something to deal with opposing Snorlax with. Self-Destruct here mostly to blow up on something like Mewtwo. And then Chansey, Seismitoss, Sing, Soft Boiled, and Thunderwave. Sing is really inconsistent, but like, if we can put a Mewtwo to sleep, like, that's just GG's. And like I said, we are leading with Mewtwo, and Mewtwo unfortunately has kind of like 5, if not even 6 moves, like 4 move slot syndrome for sure. Like, if you could put Amnesia, Psychic, Recover, Blizzard, Barrier, and Thunderbolt on Mewtwo, it would just cover everything. But you have to pick and choose stuff, and like, I think Recover, with everything being so insanely bulky in Gen 1, like, I think Recover is a must. Psychic obviously is a must. So at that point, like, you're picking your coverage move, whether it's Blizzard or Thunderbolt, and ultimately I decided to go for Blizzard, because obviously, like, a Cloyster you would want to have Thunderbolt for. And same thing with Slowbro. Like, currently you just, like, this set just loses Slowbro, which is really unfortunate, but we do have other stuff for Slowbro, mostly. Obviously, the Zapdos, and then, like, also for other, like, sleepers, like Executor, Victreebel. Obviously, Victreebel you have a Psychic for, but, like, Blizzard hits them better, but Blizzard being better for Executor, which is a boomer, and obviously you always want to boom on the Mewtwo, as well as Zapdos being a common thing to put it to sleep, but obviously we outspeed. Like, I think those are good enough reasons to go for Blizzard over Thunderbolt, but I do see the value in going for both of them. And just because, like, how insanely broken Amnesia is Gen 1, I, like, figured that we really want to go for Amnesia. Barrier would be nice for all the boomers, but, like, obviously Mewtwo doesn't get O-code by any boom anyway in Gen 1, so we can just recover that back up. And obviously, like, this 130 speed stat means that we are critting a lot and we are always going first. So it's, you know, it's really neat. The issue there is, like, obviously with Amnesia, like, you're not really taking benefit from the extra crit, but still, like, I feel like it's too broken, and that's also partly why I want to lead Mewtwo, because I feel like we lead Mewtwo, if we get a favorable matchup and we just click Amnesia, the chance of us just immediately winning on the spot, like, would be a very Mewtwo way to do it. But the first team is just like I said, a lot of power. I think the second team is a lot more interesting in that way. So for the second team, we have Jeexx, Executor, and Jolteon, which I don't think we've seen thus far, but I figured we have 2 electric types here. I would like to use Jolteon. Like, I think Jolteon is cool. Obviously, having access to Pin Missile and being able to blow up stuff like Executor with that is nice, but also, like, the only thing that speed ties with Mewtwo is Jolteon, so being able to bring this in and then potentially just hit a Thunder Wave, maybe get a full power on the Mewtwo, like, would be actually really good after it beats up something of ours, like, assuming that this team will be the one to go against Mewtwo, that is. And just Thunderbolt there, obviously, and Double Gate there for coverage. It's literally just for a Chansey. Anything else, like, we would not want to be clicking Double Kick on 65 base attack, but obviously for Chansey, like, you just blow it up like that. But mostly it's there for Thunder Wave. This Thunder Wave could also be Alakazam, but I feel like I don't like Alakazam much, and I think Jolteon is pretty neat, so I feel like with the niche that it has here, might as well use it. Executor, Psychic, Sleep Powder, Stun Spore, Explosion. We're clicking Psychic or we're statusing something. Like, this is, the second team is all about status, and then obviously if we can chip down Mewtwo, if we have Mewtwo chip down a little bit, being able to boom on it, really nice. The reason why Jeexx our lead is Lovely Kiss, being able to sleep something. Obviously, like, some Lovely Kiss on something like Mewtwo lead, obvious, once again, really good. Like, this team really wants to go against Mewtwo Rest, I'm most likely not going to be ever using, so I actually wonder if I should even have this, or if I should maybe have something like Toss. Is Toss only for opposing Jeexx though? It's opposing Jeexx and Slowbro. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna instead make a change and just give it Toss. I feel like I never want to rest on Jeexx, because at that point I'm just giving her free set of turns. So we'll instead go for Seismic Toss to match something like being able to beat something like a Sleeping Slowbro, obviously 1v1. So that's really nice. But these three are here to mostly spread status, like Jeexx is there to combat like lead Mewtwo and Mew. And then the end game we have, I don't think Dragonite is great, because obviously everything here gets Blizzard, it just gets blown up by this. The only reason why I wanted to use it is because obviously partial trapping is basically only good in Gen 1. After that it becomes really bad. And obviously like partial trapping plus agility is banned in Gen 1. So now when we're playing OU, it's the only time we're ever gonna see this. So being able to obviously T-Wave a Mewtwo, that means that the only thing that after agility we are... Actually, no, we don't even need the Thunder Wave. Yeah, after agility, we're outspeeding everything. We even have Thunder Wave here to give us the edge, but like being able to set up agility with Dragonite, and then obviously Wrap killing everything, because we're always faster. Obviously really nice for end game. And then like, I would not be showcasing Gen 1 Ubers properly if we don't talk about Toby Bro. So obviously very notorious, I think, set, and very iconic set. One of the most iconic sets in all of Gen 1, but especially Gen 1 Ubers, Toby Bro. Amnesia, Surf, Rest, Thunder Wave. It just becomes an absolute unkillable menace. Just click Surf on everything, Thunder Wave stuff. Like, this thing is designed to beat Mewtwo. And once again, like, the second team really wants to go against Mewtwo, which actually means that I'm probably going this first, because I would assume that Jeexx would start off with Mewtwo, right? Because in my mind, like, I was thinking, like, I'll just start with Mewtwo, and usually, like, my first team is the more convenient one. So I guess we'll probably lead this team first. But yeah. And then finally, we have Mew. I was initially thinking of, like, just going lead Mew, once again, like, leaning more into the against Mewtwo side of things and just go Swords Dance Explosion. But I figured that I think like it's a little bit cooler to showcase the actual sweeper Mew here, as well as like having the like first three like more support Pokemons, and then like three very different like sweepers, one with obviously agility, trapping, obviously the super bulky Toby Bro, and then just like a Swords Dance recoverable Mew with Earthquake Body Slam to basically just hit anything in the entire tier and sweep late game. But I'm pretty excited about this. Obviously, like, it's still Gen 1, and it's gonna be our goodbye to Gen 1 for now, which I say good riddance, but also it gave us like some neat moments, and I've learned a lot. So I'm still excited to do this. I'm really hoping that we manage to match these teams in a way that I'm trying to match them, because I want to see if the idea of the second team like being able to combat Mewtwo as well as I think I am would be neat. That's also why initially this was team 1 and this was team 2, because like if the lead Mewtwo gets a lot of value and like in between games, like Jeexx decides that, you know what, I'm also gonna throw my Mewtwo in the lead position if he initially wasn't, and then like this team obviously being able to sleep the Mewtwo, switch into something, chip it down a little bit, maybe chip it down with Blizzard, it kills us, then we go here, boom on it. Like, I feel like there's a lot here that is really cool against Mewtwo, but also in general, so I'm looking forward to it. But now I'm yapping extra a lot. Thank you so very much for listening to my team breakdown. Hopefully you enjoyed Jeexx as well, and after that, we'll see you in the battle zone for the finale of Generation 1 in the Pokemon Progression series. So, see you there.
Okay, so we're doing Gen 1 Ubers, and for my first team, we have some returning stars from days long bygone, you know. On Gone By. I think that makes more sense. We have Alakazam, we have Gengar, we have Executor, we have Snorlax, we have Slowbro. All of them returning with their old names of Mindmaster, Gas, Alfred Sama, Moki Moki, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. There we go. This time, however, we have thoughts. We have ideas. We got Alakazam with Psychic, Recover, Seismic Thoughts, Tunnel Wave. Psychic, obvious. Click Psychic, win game. Recover, quite obvious, I think, just to make sure that you can survive against other Psychic types for a bit longer. And maybe if you're going into like a Seismic Toss 4, you might be able to use that for your advantage. Seismic Toss to hit, obviously, Pokemon that are resistant to your Psychic moves fairly well using your Seismic Toss. Thunder Wave, again, to slow down other Psychic types that are really fast, like Mewtwo with Amnesia, Blizzard, Thunder Wave, Psychic. I'm thinking about the Thunder Wave here, and I might just want to get rid of it, but at the same time, because like I might want Thunderbolt instead, because I don't think I have any Pokemon that has Thunderbolt. I have one on Gengar. I think I'll do that. I think I'll go with this. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Yeah, live editing here, as you can see. The Amnesia, to click on Amnesia when I switch this in, and then click on literally any one of these 3 moves and fucking nuke the board. We have Gengar with Thunderbolt, Explosion, Submission, and Rest. Thinking about this Rest here, I was mostly just leaving it in here as an option that I can use. I think Hypnosis might make more sense overall. Let's click on Hypnosis real quick. But yeah, the main idea was to use Thunderbolt, Explosion, Submission, and Rest to recover anything that I might lose from Submission. But odds are that when I do switch my Gengar in, I'm immediately going to get swapped into something else. So even the Submission might not work out. But we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. Alfred Sama with Sleep Powder, Psychic, Explosion, Mega Drain. Sleep Powder, to click on that to, obviously, it's quite self-evident. It's just intended to make some of these Psychic types sleep for like 2 to 3 turns while I nuke them. Use Explosion, Mega Drain, and Psychic for everything else. Yu-Gi-Oh! Player here, Slowbro with Amnesia, Psychic, Fire Blast, Surf. It's to click. It's the same idea as with Mewtwo, except for the part where this Pokemon is just worse than Mewtwo. Quite obvious. And then we have the second team, which contains Chansey with Softbolt, Substitute, Thunderbolt, Thunderwave. I think that's fairly obvious. I think could make an argument for running Body Slam instead, but I felt like the attack was so low that I chose to do Substitute, Thunderbolt, Thunderwave instead, because this thing checks Flying types and this thing checks Water types, and the only thing that it really doesn't work on is obviously Ground types, but it also has a chance to paralyze whatever that switches into it. So we'll see how that goes. We have Jim. Jim is back with Blizzard, Fire Blast, Body Slam, Hyper Beam. Self-explanatory. Go hard. Go home or go hard. Go hard or go home. Man-Eater Plant back again. Razor Leaf, Hyper Beam, Sword Stance with Substitute this time instead of Rest. Hopefully that can turn out to be more useful than Rest was last time, because if I remember correctly, I didn't want to click Rest because I knew that I would be losing out on so much damage, and I couldn't really allow Weebfox to hit me. So Substitute being an alternative is... I'll see how that goes. Yeah. But Sword Stance, Hyper Beam, for the most part, is intended to clear everything that is in a ground type or a ghost type, and Razor Leaf is meant to check the ground types. Then we have Bolt with Blizzard, Surf, Explosion, Substitute. I didn't run Explosion last time, if I remember correctly. I ran like Clamp instead, and I think this is like it has Stab, Blizzard, Stab, Surf, Explosion to deal with shit like Alakazam, Mewtwo, and Substitute for if I'm reading a swap. And then we have Mew here with Psychic, Explosion, Blizzard, Thunderwave, and it's just meant to hit things. I think Explosion is kind of overkill. I don't think I want to have Explosion if you can fucking Sword Stance. I mean, you can learn Sword Stance. I'll give it Thunderbolt. But yeah, and then we have the final one, Superconductor Tyranno with Earthquake, Rock Slide, Submission, Blizzard. Again, Submission is here to deal with normal types. Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Blizzard are here for everything else. EQ being Stab and Rock Slide being Stab is going to be pretty helpful for dealing with flying types. And also, I would imagine EQ will be hitting quite hard on most Pokemon that I run into. But yeah, that about does it. Hopefully these games go all right. Good luck with the games. It's like going like, yeah, Charizard is actually not like the best Pokemon ever made. You shouldn't be using Charizard, guy.
No, I mean, honestly, I basically just tell you why it's in BL and why it's not. Because if it had those things, in as it later does, it's obviously a very good one.
That's exactly why it should be allowed in UU.
But it's too strong in UU. That's the issue. The BL stuff, that's the issue with them. It's like if they're allowed in the below tier, they literally break the tier. So
Good. Deserved. Earned. Well earned.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that after this, because there's definitely a mon that breaks even this tier here. But yeah, sorry to keep you waiting. I almost also
Been
choked on my
waiting
food,
for
so
an
that
hour.
was sick.
What the hell?
I was eating muesli and had an incident, but I'm good.
Oh, okay. Almost had an incident, you mean? Clearly you didn't have an incident, because,
I mean,
you know.
An
Almost.
incident and accident, like they're still different things, but you know.
Borderline.
God damn it. That's the word of the day, I guess. Fucking Merriam-Webster word of the day is borderline.
Borderline.
Borderline meaning
Borderline
something that
schizophrenia.
no. But before we get to it, how are we feeling about the finale of Generation 1?
Hallelujah, bro. Holy. Freedom.
About damn time.
Soon we'll be under from the reign of the psychic types and the normal types. Soon we'll be able to play the video game. And then we'll be able to press buttons that aren't 75% accurate, being like, yeah, this is my best in slot move.
Yes, sir.
Soon, consistency is king.
I recorded like earlier, like when I woke up today, I recorded the Gen 2 like generational intro, and talking about that stuff also made me want to do the team intro as well. So I did those, and there's a lot more there for sure than what we are unfortunately used to in this generation. But
bro, I hit Blizzard, I hit Fire Blast. Oh, it didn't hit? Well, GG's, I guess I got out.
There is still one thing that has not happened to either of us, which is the 1 out of 256 chance to miss a 100% accurate move. And this is the final chance for that to happen. And
dude, you know what would be hilarious?
Yeah.
If that happens on a Mewtwo on a deciding move.
It would be cinema. But surely it will
like
not, right?
so
Surely it would not.
Surely
happen,
not.
right?
Right, fellas?
Oh yeah, let me validate my teams.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that.
I'm scarred now after like that one thing happened to you. So now like I'm pretty sure I validated all of these like 17 times. But yeah.
My Gen 2 teams were both illegal when I tried to get them through.
Bro, it's a natural born cheater.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. The video game says, oh, you can have ancient power and explosion. I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay. I'll take explosion and ancient power, sure, yeah. And then the game is like, no, illegal. Like, fuck you. What do you mean? Just let me have both.
It is what it is. But yeah, everybody knows what's happening at this point. The only thing I guess we haven't addressed, which is what I literally just thought of today, is like we haven't had a game go to, or a match go to game 3 yet. And if it does, it's like, are we just sticking with the team order as it is? So I figured like might as well establish like, oh yeah, we can actually switch the lead at that point, because I think that makes it more interesting. Because like, all right, this was this lead last time. Is it gonna stick to it or change it to something else?
Yeah, trying to read your opponent,
reading
mind game.
Yeah. When in reality, you're just eating glue and clicking psychic.
Hell yeah! Also, chat. I recently got a package in the mail from JoJo, and it happens to have
bomb,
a plushie in it.
Not a bomb.
It is a Caesar plushie.
Yo, let's go.
It's sitting on my desk now.
It should have been a Fumaremo, but we'll take that.
Dude, if I had thought of that, that would have been.
That would have been
crazy.
Yes. But a Caesar plushie is also good. So what you're saying is that you now have a good luck charm.
Yeah.
But it will only take. It will only be in effect when Caesar is legal in the format. So for now, like, it will not have any effect yet. So we're good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's not gonna help me yet.
But yeah,
It's menacingly looking at me, making sure that I don't fuck up.
you better not click that move, brother.
It like, because the way that I'm looking at it, the angle makes it look so fucking angry. It's kind of menacing.
Isn't that how Caesar looks from every angle, though?
Yeah, because it has like the, I don't even know what you want to call it, but like the eyes are that shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Dragon Ball shaped.
Dragon Ball. Caesar has Dragon Ball eyes. But are we good to go?
Mhm.
All right. I say nothing but best of luck to you, gamer, and I will see you after for us bidding farewell to this godforsaken generation.
Hits and farts.
Yeah. Best of luck to you. Alrighty. So, Generation 1 Ubers. Honestly, very happy to be finally out of here. Like I said last time? I guess I said last time because it was the team breakdown that I recorded a little while back. I want this team to match up against Mewtwo, and I think it makes more sense for Jeexx to lead Mewtwo. So, we will go with this. And, oh, okay. Let's go. Because my name had reset, so I didn't want to... I wanted to make sure that my audio stuff was still there. Alright, and... Okay, there is the Alakazam. And immediately, I don't think I want to Lovely Kiss this thing. This thing is almost certainly going to Thunder Wave. So the question is, what do I want to get? Can this thing get T-Waved? I'm actually not even sure. I think, like, right off the bat, like, I'd rather not worry about it too much, and we'll just click Seismic Toss. Yeah, that makes sense. It is not a 3-hit KO. But now the question here is he going into something else that I can Lovely Kiss here? I mean, I can still Thunder Wave Mewtwo, and I still have other stuff here, but do I wanna... Will Seismic Toss again? Okay, we're just exchanging Seismic Toss. I have better base HP, so we are chilling here. Now the question here is, would he change now? Probably not. He's probably banking on a para here. Okay, he has Recover, that's fine. Recover Seismic Toss, so the last move is going to be Psychic. He's going to be Seismic Tossing now, and I think I would want to keep this alive for a sack later. So we'll go for a Lovely Kiss, hopefully not full para here. We do land it, so now the question is he staying in? And I don't think he would. I think he's switching into something, but the question is, what would he switch into? And I think for our best interest here, do you just bring out the Mew here? Or do I go Slowbro? Or do I get this instead of an Agility? If he goes Mewtwo, this is terrible. If he... Okay. Is he switching into Mewtwo? This is really annoying. I almost want to go into... We'll go Jolteon. This is risky, but no. We do have Blizzard. And I'll go Dragonite. Do I? God, this is so annoying. I'm gonna just stay in and Seismic Toss. We have another sleeper here. Alright, there's Gengar. We do get the Seismic Toss off. This thing can obviously explode. I don't think it has a way to kill us. If we don't full para, this probably KOs the Gengar. I'm gonna be honest, like I don't even actually have the calculator up. I guess I might as well grab it. And Thunder Wave, it crit. Okay, I was gonna say there's no way that kills, but it crit. That's a really unfortunate crit. Because we have such bad switch-ins to this. And if he hits us with hypnosis, we're gonna be in trouble. That is genuinely a like game-losing crit right there. I mean, we need to go into this. He's most likely switching in something. He's not switching in this, no way. I'll stun spore. He could just stay in and blizzard, but I don't think you want to sack Gengar here. That's also why I'm not that afraid of explosion. Although I just realized he's recycling nicknames as well. This dude saying that nicknames are mandatory and then recycling them. Okay, went for a hypnosis and miss. Now the question is he staying in? I mean, it says under 60% accurate move. I think I'd rather not like call out anything here. I don't think he has anything apart from Mewtwo that can chaos in one hit. So I would rather just stay in and click Psychic. Because if we can get rid of this Gengar, then that's good. But yeah, at least like the game paying me back a little bit on, and there it is. Okay, now this thing will be setting up Amnesia here. I know that this thing is setting up Amnesia. And now the thing here is it's a 50-50 because the issue about Mewtwo here also is that Mewtwo doesn't die to any of any explosion without like significant chip, and unfortunately we don't have that chip here. But the issue here is if I paralyze this thing and then actually he sets up, I know he's doing it, I know he's setting up Amnesia. Do I just go for Stun Spore into Explosion? Can I beat this thing through one Amnesia is the question. And I frankly don't know. That's the issue here. Because if he's bringing this thing in, he definitely has Blizzard. I don't think he will have Recover. And Blizzard after an Amnesia boost is going to be a guaranteed KO. Are we faster than this thing after Stun Spore? We are. I think we just go for it. Stun Spore and Explosion. He went for a Blizzard immediately. Interesting. Well, we live that, so I think I stay in and click Psychic first and then Explode. Because then I can revenge kill it with Jolteon. Well, we get a crit, which actually might end up mattering. Okay, there's the Amnesia. But now, this is the thing. We calc this Explosion is 62%. He guarantee we have a roll here to kill him with Explosion. If he calls this out, he's crazy. But I think we go for Explosion here. And we get the roll. And Mewtwo is out. We lost 2 Mons. But we got rid of Mewtwo. And now, here is when we can start wreaking havoc. Now, the issue is Gengar can still come in, but I think our best bet is to go into... Would he bring out Gengar, though? Do we just actually go? We don't know what else he has. Huh. Okay. I don't. Do I T-wave this thing? I don't even actually think I care. I'll just set up an Amnesia, and I'll set up another. And then, and now do we rest? Or it's not a roll. It's always 30. Yeah, so we can surf first and then we can rest. Another crit. Okay, the game is definitely paying me back. Now we rest. Okay, he is carrying Hyper Beam. Good to know, good to know. Alright. I don't think then if he's on these things... if he doesn't paralyze us, we're good. No para? Okay, thank God. And now the issue is Gengar, but everything else we have now Agility Wrap. So we're just going to be clicking this. And because of how Gen 1 trap mechanics work, the snap also locks him in. And this should be a guaranteed kill. And this is why agility plus partial trapping is banned. Because this shit is dumb as fuck. And trapping is mostly what I'm excited that we're getting rid of, like partial trapping. Because partial trapping moves are not interesting. Like, this stuff is not interesting in the slightest. Because this is how you just guaranteed remove a threat. Alright. I don't think like there's a way for him to come back to this, but also like obviously he wants to save the knowledge on what I actually have. Sorry, what he actually has. Also, he didn't get to see either of our other sweepers, but so he might not know actually which team of ours has Mewtwo. And now this is the gamble team where we're immediately leading Amnesia Mewtwo and seeing how it goes. Oh, sorry. Jeexx sent me a thingy here. I'll just send it back to it. He just sent me like the executor calc thing. And now this thing is going to be thunder waving us, but I do not care. I'm immediately clicking Amnesia, and we will literally just see two Amnesia Mewtwo, like if it can just explode everything. Because yeah, like we're not going to be taking any damage here whatsoever. And we are capped special now. So now this is when we start clicking Psychic. Because he needs to get chip on us and then he needs to explode. No special drop, that is fine. I will click another Psychic here. And I did not want that to KO. Because I really wanted to recover first. This thing does not kill us with Hyper Beam. This thing has nothing that kills us. Is he just getting more chip in? Well, that crit definitely didn't matter. We're 999 special. Okay, and now is he going for a trapping move or probably a wrap, right? We'll recover regardless. I mean, that thing doesn't kill regardless, but I definitely do feel bad about like he got that huge crit at the start, and then after that the game has just been giving me like, hey, here's stuff for you. There's the crit. Does get the full para. Does it get it again? Another crit and another full para. Well, another Hyper Beam roll? I don't think there's any world where Hyper Beam kills from this. But if he's going for it, I'm assuming he's calced it. But a double full para is pretty... Immediately when I said like, hey, he's getting payback. Bro, so many crits. I mean, this thing is relatively fast, but it's still like, its crit isn't that crazy. Brother. I mean, we're just PP stalling at this point. We're PP stalling out their 40 PP move. Dude! Okay, there we go. But yeah, I don't think there's anything he can do here. Like, this thing is going to explode, and I don't have anything crazy here. But I mean, I know he is exploding, so I'll just recover, because this won't kill us, yeah. Oh, it skips our move? I did not know that. I mean, there's no way he's risking a Source Dance here. Right. Probably should account for recovery just in case he missed, but I mean, at this point, it should be curtains. We just go into this thing, and am I risk? I'm not gonna calc, I'll just body slam. Might have mattered, but like on the long run, like when you look at his team and you look at our team, like it's not something that actually matters. But that's also why I went for a Mewtwo lead, was to have the like threat of it just immediately setting up on something, and that's gonna be that. Howdy. What was the calc that you did? Are you in RBY?
Yeah.
Can you like show your screen? Because to me, like the explosion is clearly like 62.1 to 73.2. Like 30% is so little. So.
Oh, it's execute, bro.
Oh yeah, that makes way more sense. Cause like basically all
I was like,
boomers.
yeah, just click this and then
Yeah. Because basically all boomer. I was literally like, it's still a like about a like 50-50 roll for me. But like even if I get the chip, I had a Jolteon to revenge kill it anyway. So I was like, it's still a safe bet for me. So even if it lived, I'm still chilling. But yeah, the last two for the first team were Mew and Slowbro.
This is possibly, I just explained this on stream. I think Gen 1 is legitimately one of the worst video games I have ever played in my life.
It is definitely
this is
not,
like absolute.
because like if you just think of the
shit.
balance, like it's not there. And
No.
I mean, for me, like it was these teams were basically like highlighting the just broken shit in Gen 1, and obviously, you know, as I think we talked about it. It was one of the last, like either the last one or the episode before that, when you wanted to like run agility and fire spin, right? Yeah, and
I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, because it's banned, so that's exactly why I was like, I mean, because like now we can do it, so obviously we're saying goodbye to partial trapping moves, so I gotta go for it. Because yeah, Dragonite after an agility wrap kills everything guaranteed except for Gengar, because you can't trap it, which is it sure is a key mechanic. Smile.
Yeah, this is like you know how like original Yu-Gi-Oh is just like, it's brain dead. It's super brain dead. It's super straightforward. It's, you get Summon Skull out, you beat over shit with Summon Skull. Really good. You get a 1,800 beater on board. It's really strong. Like that simplicity in Yu-Gi-Oh still has things that can play around it, and it feels satisfying to actually be playing around those things in Yu-Gi-Oh. And it doesn't feel like the game itself is still jank, but it doesn't feel like the game is actively like making it less fun to play because you're pressing a thing and then it just doesn't, I guess it doesn't make sense in your head that you've hit the button 15 times in a row and it just keeps rolling a die that doesn't land on the right side after the 15th time, and the whole format is just that. You're just rolling a die 15 times in a row and praying that it lands on that one specific side even once, and then it doesn't.
Yep.
And I don't like that.
If anything,
I think this is not good.
At least it is literally like we're starting at the bottom of the barrel. Like it's all the RNG shit, it's all the super fucking degenerate shit, and literally like 80% of the time, like you're praying for shit like that. Like it's literally funny. Like in the first game, the crit on the T-Bolt.
That matter.
Well, I was literally like, I'm pretty sure that's a like literally game losing crit. And then after that the game was like, oh word, and then I was like, here's a crit for you, here's a status move for you, here's a hit for you, it's like they were like, oh, we're so sorry for that crit king, here's everything that you'd ever want. I did get a little bit scared in the second one when, like, obviously Razor Leaf with Triple, like it's still like an 80% crit chance, but it's still like every single one of them critting, I got like a couple full parrot in a row. I was like, Is this how
Yeah,
I
yeah,
go
yeah.
out? But
That would have. I
yeah.
think that would have been very poetic if Mewtwo died to 5 crits
It's a,
on Victory Bell
yeah,
in
it's
a
just
row
all the
with
crits and full
3
para.
full paras.
It would have been really funny. But yeah, the rest of that
Uh,
team, like, was just Chansey, Snorlax, Tauros, Rhydon, and Zapdos. So
yeah.
literally, like in the team breakdown, I was like, yeah, gambaying like, if they're like, if chances are, because I think like in my opinion, which I guess like given your leads and how you played the first turns, like I had literally the same judgment. Like the safe way to lead in Gen 1 in general, and especially like this like higher tier formats, is lead something relatively bulky and just click Thunderwave. That was
Yep.
literally like what I was also going for. So I'm like, if I'm just sending out Mewtwo and I'm just clicking Amnesia, even if I'm paralyzed, I still need a huge amount of chip on me to die to explosion from any of the boomers. And then apart from Mew. And then like
So
I have recover, so I'm just gonna be clicking my big moves.
I had 2 boomers in my first team, and I think I originally had 2 boomers in my second. I was like, I'm gonna give explosion to Mew, but then I was like, oh, but I definitely need someone to pick up the slack once I boom away one of my
Yeah.
other mons. But then I figured I figure now the Thunder Wave on Mew is probably not worth it. So Explosion should have just been the one that I stayed with.
Yeah. My Mew was actually a physical set because the initial Mew set that I had was it was Source Dance, Explosion, Soft Boiled, and I don't even remember what the last one was. I want to say it was actually Thunderwave. It was Thunderwave was substitute, and the literally idea was there that the only thing that this Mew is here to do is to Source Dance Explode on a Mewtwo, because it's like literally in this metagame, it's just like how do you remove your opponent's Mewtwo? But I thought that it was like a little more interesting to go for a physical set, so it was just like the like Jeexx and Executor are there to spread status. Jolteon is there because it's the only thing that speed ties with Mewtwo. So in the like most desperate situation, I can go for a speed tie with Mewtwo to get a Thunder Wave on it, or it also had Pin Missile for exclusively Mewtwo. Like if it's relatively low, I can revenge kill it. And then it was obviously the Agility Wrap, Dragonite. There was, I mean, I had to have a Toby Bro in there, the most iconic set probably in all of Generation 1. So I had Slowbro there, and then Mew with a Sword and Softball, Earthquake, and Body Slam to end up like making it a physical sweeper. But yeah, and I don't think. Oh yeah, the names for the first team were Undertale references. You didn't see. Did you see Jolteon?
No.
Okay, yeah. Jolteon was Spooter Gritty, and Slowbro was called just Toby, because obviously Toby Bro, and that's how I figured like what would actually work with the rest of this stuff. I was like, Toby Fox, Toby Bro, it works, and then we'll make this Undertale stuff. I'm looking outside. There's an actual blizzard happening. What the fuck is going on?
It's May, by the way.
God, I love Finland. No, I really do, but what the fuck? And then Mew was called Sans Undertale. And the stuff that you just didn't see and didn't care about in the second, it was just Mumbo number 5, and then I just picked like some of the women's names from the song for the rest 5.
Ah, yes. As you do.
Do you know? Okay, this time I will not take flag for my names when I saw your dumbass recycling names.
I chose the same Pokemon that I used in OU, and I was like, see, I'm just gonna name these after the same mons because I think that's cooler than coming up with new names for the same mons in this gen.
This dude, hey,
people out there were fiending
mandatory.
for Jim. You don't even know.
Man, we need to have nicknames mandatory, and then comes up with this.
Bro has never done a Nuzlocke in his life.
That is true, and I have no
doesn't
interest.
even understand. Bro.
But now, like, so, you're also about like obviously you can't change the moves because it's gotta be the same mon, right?
No. You can teach new moves to Pokemon.
There are 4 move slots, man.
You can teach new moves to old dogs or some shit.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah,
I
anything?
legit think the
Yeah.
only two Pokemon that were different between these two were Mew and Mewtwo for my OU team.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, not too surprising given that what the pool of available mons is.
Yeah.
But
Like
oh,
I
yeah,
had Zapdos and Gyarados in my original teams, and I just swapped them with Mewtwo and Mew.
yeah, yeah. Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest? Oh yeah, now I can open the stream because no, not scared of spoilers anymore. Is there anything you'd like to say as a goodbye to Generation 1? Or is it just a good riddance?
Good fucking riddance.
Fair enough. Very...
Like losing to your opponent ripping Monster Reborn is cool. It's that's how bad this has gone. That's how bad
I was gonna say like it did not sound like that when that was happening.
See, that's how bad Gen 1 is. I'm sitting here thinking about, wow, I would prefer to lose to my opponent ripping Monster Reborn and summoning my Blue Eyes White Dragon after Dark Holing it.
Now, are you willing to say like there's no way Generation 2 is gonna be even half as bad?
Yeah.
You're willing to say that sentence on camera, on tape?
So the Venom Mirror was still worse than the Invoked Mirror, because both of us had agency in the Invoked Mirror. I think that's gonna be the difference between Gen 1 and Gen 2.
That's fair enough.
Like we're not sitting there hoping which one of us happens to draw into Snake Race so we can swing over this fucking Venom Inaga.
Also, like in Gen 2, now we can actually get proper angry at crits because it's actually just RNG.
Yeah, it's just RNG. Yeah.
So now,
it's not like my opponent's tagged agility and my opponent happens to be playing a faster Pokemon. GG Kantushin.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's an actual case. So I got fucking outskilled. I got fucking clapped by some good old RNG.
Some fair and balanced RNG. But no, like I'm also like I'm happy to be out of Generation 1, and I think the only thing let me check my notes, but I'm pretty sure the only thing that's now relevant to remember is so now when we are moving on to a new generation, every time we move on to a new generation, there needs to be at least 2 Mons from the current generation that we're playing in your teams. And especially because like Gen 2 added 100 Mons. And in general, Generation 1 definitely has more powerful Pokemon. There are highlights, but in general, like definitely the more power is in the Gen 1 Mons. So it's actually important to remember that, yeah, okay, actually I always need to have at least 2, because in some formats and some tiers that might actually mattered. So at least 2 Mons from Generation 2 in all of our Gen 2 teams. Add the new evolutions to our teams. I mean,
not possible.
Yeah,
because Umbreon is bad. Not bad. Umbreon is OU.
Can't do them every time, yeah, unfortunately. And
I think
even
Espeon is fairly low, right? It's like...
I would assume it's probably like RU, if I had to guess.
Oh, it's UBM.
Oh, okay, it's better than I was. I mean, it does have a really good stat profile with like being above 100. Am I thinking of Sun Moon format? I'm pretty sure I've used. Am I thinking of another Mon? I swear I've used Espeon in an RU, but maybe I'm just thinking of something else.
Bro, NU is gonna be off.
How so?
Like, out of the fucking new Pokemon, the only ones that I can see that like could be, I mean, Pupitar is there. I guess you can play Pupitar. Pupitar, Zatu, Shackle, Houndour, Lydian.
People are
There's
actually
nothing
yeah
in.
isn't too bad. I mean, it's from a pretty good line, but yeah, like especially like when we go to the like lower tiers, it might actually end up being tough. But that's also why I kind of like it because I think two is like a good amount of ways. Like it doesn't need to dictate it, but it's enough that you're not turning up to a Gen 2 OU match with Alakazam, Snorlax, Chansey, like it's basically like all the same shit, and there's like at least some variants there. That you
I
need
mean,
to
yeah,
have.
you're turning up with Alexander and Blissey. It's so different. Drastic changes, man.
Yeah, but no, but for us,
Right
like
on
it's
is
still
there too.
like yeah, there a lot of the thingy-majingies are there, but I think there's a lot of interesting things still for Generation 2. And I mean,
I 100% agree.
like the self discovery obviously like is gonna be neat, but just to make sure that we're on the same page and that as someone who like you you haven't played like much competitive singles before, right?
Nuh-uh.
Entry
Never.
hazards are the single most important aspect of any singles meta game, like ever since they get introduced. Just
That's what I've understood. Yeah.
okay, yeah, perfect. Because like, I don't want you showing up with two teams with no access to spikes, and then when they're like, "Oh, I cannot play the video game." Because yeah, like entry hazards are just. There's a reason why like these days like heavy duty boost is one of, if not the single best held item ever on basically every mod.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that makes sense. It
good.
seems like it's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean it there is rapid spin exists,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what also makes stuff interesting. But yeah, like I just think like how we're like even like now playing like constantly swapping with no regard to human life, and suddenly you're actually getting taxed for switching. It becomes like, oh yeah, I can't just willy nilly every time switch and hope for the best. But I also think that's interesting and cool.
Yeah, I do agree. I think it's genuinely gonna be far more interesting to play the game once I can just think to myself, is switching an immediate option? Like switching, like the same way that in Tekken, after you start realizing that blocking isn't the default play,
Mm-hmm.
like defensively, the blocking isn't default play, the game opens up and becomes like infinitely more interesting. I think it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like, it's even like, I mean, it's. I'm not gonna stay in on a dark type on my psychic type, even if I'm taking a little bit of chip. But it's still like obviously for Gen 1, the only thing that you're losing from switching is if your opponent basically like predicts your switch. But now it's like there's always also a little bit of extra tax, which I think is interesting, especially like when there is counterplay with stuff like rapid spin. But then it's like, okay, you're taking a turn to just spin away. Then like, is it gonna be worth it on the long run and stuff like that? Which is, it's neat.
Yeah. I'm
But
also very excited for when pivoting moves come into play, because pivoting moves are the coolest moves in this entire game.
those are really neat. The moment when it's like you just do 6 choice item U-turns and vault switches, and that's just
Yeah.
the whole team.
Fucking based.
But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We want to keep the after game yab too long, so we will see you next time for Generation 2, the dawn of the new era. And hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed the Generation 1 arc in general, more than maybe we did. And we will see you next time for a dawn of a new era and a new region in Johto. So thanks for watching, and we will see you then.